You're listening to Country Music Junkies, hosted by Patrice Whiffen. This week on Country Music Junkies, I'm so pleased to be chatting with Danielle Bourjeaurd, calling us from Nashville. It is early in the morning. Danielle, thank you so much for chatting with us.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
I want to obviously talk about the new single, Bigger Glass, but I want to kind of take our listeners back a little bit and introduce them to you as an artist, as a songwriter. You've got so many accolades to your name from the songwriting end of things. I want to kind of introduce them to you and your music and kind of where this whole journey began for you.
Sure, yeah. Well, yeah, music kind of started for me at a very young age. My dad was in a bluegrass band, and I got to play with the likes of the Good Brothers, and I had a whole bunch of, bluegrass and country pickers around me, like 24/7, where other kids are, doing other things. I was kind of playing music, and that was my kind of fun. And I kind of grew up doing festivals and stuff like that with them, just getting up guesting, and I just had a love for being on stage and performing. And I kind of figured, I'm gonna put out something in Canada, and it did pretty good. And then I decided, you know what, I'm going to go to Nashville because I really want to grow as a writer. So that was like kind of my goal. I moved to Nashville 7 years ago. I can't believe it.
Wow.
I've been living here for 7 years. I know. And I signed recently with Olay and their label Red Dot. Once you get to a certain point of like having this amazing team around you, doors start to open, and especially when they see that you've paid your dues and you've kind of worked your way from the bottom to the top. The country music scene is very, they respect hard workers and that kind of thing. So I think, like, from the horror stories I've heard from, like, pop music in LA, I mean, Nashville's a very different vibe, and it's, it's just chill and laid back and great people. I think everyone should come to Nashville once and experience it.
Now, you were the winner of the Best Emerging Artist at the Toronto Indie Week in 2017, so that obviously was a huge accolade for you. How was that a game changer for you?
Well, I've always been a huge supporter of, like, the indie artist scene, and for me, it was really cool. They were announcing the new Indie Emerging Artist Award, and I heard my name from outside, and I was like, what is going on? Like, I had no idea. I just figured, well, someone's going to win that award. It won't be me. It totally opened up all these doors, and, like Cameron Carpenter and all the guys that run Indie Week over there, they do a great job, and they're really, really great on the social end too. They're always resharing, and so I feel like I'm lucky to be a part of that, indie. It's a really cool circle. I feel like being in the indie group or indie family.
Now let's talk about someone who's not quite in the indie scene, Mr. Gord Bamford. You released a Bigger Glass new single featuring Gord Bamford. Talk to me about that. What was that like?
Well, Gord is an awesome guy. I heard from Olay people that he was a fan of my voice and my music, and I thought that was really cool. He was always kind of like one of those icons that I looked up to in the Canadian scene, and I thought, well, the one thing you got to know in the music industry is you have to just ask, and the worst thing that anyone's ever going to say is no, and you can't be afraid of that word. I hear it all the time.
Right.
And, it's, for every no, you get a yes, and Gord happened to be that guy that gave me that chance, and he heard the song, and he said he loved it. And I said, would you consider maybe doing a duet? And he just said I'm in. And then he literally said, I'm in Calgary next week with my main sound guy. I'll put down the vocals on Thursday and send them to you Friday. I was like, wow. So from that, he goes, I think we should start telling people that we're releasing this song around the Canadian Country Music Awards. So, I got to go hang out with like him and that kind of circle, and we told radio, we told Paul McGuire from CMT and all those other awesome people that are, have a whole bunch of fans following them, and they were just, asking us about it the whole time and talking about it and keeping it in the buzz and the limelight. So it was a very cool experience. And then once we put out the single a couple weeks ago, it started, it was already number 3 on the DMDS, so we knew that stations were downloading it and listening to it, and we were starting to chart. So, I mean, it's a pretty cool feeling, and working with someone so humble and so talented, and it's just like, it's such a refreshing feeling working with someone like that that's so successful.
I can only imagine. Well, congratulations to you and Gord on the success of that song. If fans want to check it out, where's the best place for them to go?
I mean, you can go on anything. I would love for you guys to go on Spotify, for one, and follow us, add it to your playlist. We're on YouTube, we're on iTunes, we're on everything. And my main handle on all my social media is obviously on my Facebook, Danielle Bourjeaurd. But I know it's a long name, so if you go on Instagram, Danielle B Music, you can follow me on Instagram. I use that probably as my number 1, and from there on to Facebook.
Awesome. Well, Danielle, thank you so much for chatting with us this morning. Congratulations. Fans, be sure to check out Bigger Glass, Danielle Bourjeaurd, featuring Gord Bamford.
Thank you.
Danielle, thank you again so much, and we look forward to staying in touch.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.